Hi, I'm Gary Stearman. Welcome to another daily update from Prophecy Watchers. Bob Ulrich and I are going to take a few moments now and update you on the coming Prophecy Conference. That's the Rocky Mountain International Prophecy Conference, July 15th through 17th. And we're going to be putting that on, and it's going to be a very, very special time for you in a lot of ways. Right, Bob?
Absolutely. In fact, it's hard to believe, but it's almost here. We're just a little more than 6 weeks away from descending on Colorado Springs in the Marriott Hotel. We've registered 1,000 people for the conference. It took us about 6 or 8 weeks to sell the conference out completely. We haven't had any tickets for months and months and months, which has been frustrating for some people. And the solution to that is very simple. It's called live streaming. You're going to be able to attend the conference, and we have a little surprise we're going to share with you a little bit later in the program today, but you're going to be there with those 1,000 people in the hotel watching a series of messages that Gary has described as the most exciting time in the history of Bible prophecy. We are right there at the very end of the age.
And we have the great names in Bible prophecy. And here's the thing about Bible prophecy teaching. Anybody can stand up, read the Bible, and say, it says this, and it says this, and I believe such and such is going to happen. That's far different from having people who have devoted their lives to expounding Bible prophecy on a systematic level. And archaeologists like Randall Price, who's basically devoted his life to the links between biblical archaeology and biblical prophecy. And we have tried to bring people of this same caliber to you in a group, the likes of which you will not see again for a long, long time.
Well said. In fact, we actually have 26 speakers at our event. Now, that is just so strange and so unusual. Who has a prophecy conference with 26 different speakers? Where do you put them all? Now, it's a very expensive conference to put on, believe me, housing all these people, bringing them in literally from all over the world. The Lipkins are going to be with us from Israel. We literally have the best of the best coming to this event. 26 speakers all in one place. And just about every one of those speakers is going to be live streamed at least once. Now, briefly, let me just tell you what live streaming is. We actually have 2 rooms we're going to be streaming this year. And they're separate technicians, separate equipment set up in both rooms. Once again, very expensive to set up, but I think you're going to appreciate it because you're going to hear, and I'm going to repeat this a couple of times during the program, you're going to hear 40 messages from this conference. Not 16 messages like in years past, not the 30 messages that we've promised earlier, but we've actually figured out a way to structure the event where you're going to be able to get 40 messages and hear just about every speaker who's attending the conference. So this is literally unheard of, what we're delivering. I love the old expression, under promise and over deliver, for people who've already signed up for the live streaming, and that's hundreds of people already. You got even more than you signed up for.
Well, Bob, I can hear somebody out there right now saying, well, I'm not technically oriented. Live streaming sounds great. I don't think I'd be able to do it. I'm not really very good on my computer. Is it going to be hard to sign up and make live streaming work on your own computer?
Well, that's a good point. In fact, literally all you need is access to the internet and an email address. What happens is 2 or 3 days before the event, you get an email, and you open the email, and it provides you with a little live streaming code. And you'll be given a website to go to. You enter the code in the website, and boom, there is the entire event streamed live from the Marriott Hotel. You can watch it the same way the 1,000 attendees are watching it. The advantage you have is you get 45 days from the beginning of the event to the end of the event to watch all 40 of these presentations. So you have a significant period of time. You can watch live. You can watch when you get home from work.
So if I like 1 or 2 presentations enough that I really want to see them again, I'll be able to do that.
You can watch them 10 times if that makes you happy.
Wow.
And some of these messages you may want to watch 10 times.
Yes.
Let me talk about a couple of the messages because I think what we really take great delight in sharing with you is we're bringing you a lot of things that you're not going to hear in church. A lot of things that are really unusual in some people's minds. You know, we talk about the bright side of Bible prophecy. That, of
Sure.
course, is the blessed hope. You're going to be speaking on the rapture of the church.
That's
and
right.
how we believe we're the last generation. We're also going to be talking about the dark side of prophecy. We've got speakers who are world experts on UFOs, world experts on the Nephilim and demonology. L.A. Marzulli, who many of you obviously know, is coming to our event with a new spectacular discovery. And he's bringing pictures with him. I have been privy to seeing these pictures for the last couple of years, which he's not been given permission to share publicly. That permission has now been granted. And this is coming to the event. And when you see this, you're going to hear an audible gasp from the audience. I mean, I can almost see it and hear it in my own mind now, because that's how I reacted when I first saw it.
And I remember that. By the way, we can't go much further without mentioning our good friend Tom Horn and Chris Putnam. They will be debuting a new book. Tell them about that, Bob.
Oh, The Last Roman Emperor and The Last Crusade. This is a sequel, the third book in the trilogy, Petrus Romanus, Exo Vaticana, and now The Last Crusade, as I'm paraphrasing it. But they're talking about the systematic move towards a revealing of something in the very near future. You know, the Vatican has a high-powered telescope on top of Mount Graham, and they're looking for something. And they actually will tell you they're looking for alien life coming from outer space.
That's right.
And they want to introduce that alien life to the Savior. Well, I suspect that that alien life has already met the Savior.
I suspect so, and it was not a very good meeting, because we happen to believe that that alien life is what Paul referred to as principalities and powers, rulers of darkness in heavenly places. The big battle is underway. We know that we're living in the last days. We proceed on that basis. We have put together this conference on the basis that we are living in the last days, and the men, and by the way, Claudia Koenig is there. I wouldn't want to leave her out. The men and women who are going to be there, and there will be a couple of other women too, we'll tell you about in a minute, want you to know that the fight is on. We live in crucial times, and this prophecy conference is going to highlight that fact.
You know, one of the main speakers we have at the event, or the main subjects, is biblical archaeology, which we view as a proof that the Bible is divinely inspired. Randall Price is going to be talking about the rebuilding of the Jewish temple, which has been in the news now for years, but it really is ramping up now. You're seeing the activists on the Temple Mount. You're seeing appointments in Israel.
Right.
You're seeing everything pointing now towards the Jews reaching the point where they desperately want to rebuild the temple. When we were in Israel last March, boy, did we see it up close and personal.
Oh, yes.
On the Temple Mount. And we saw it in the eyes of the Israelis who were with us, who were just plain angry and frustrated that they literally were not permitted to come up to their own Temple Mount and worship. Randall's also going to be talking about his quest for Noah's Ark on Mount Ararat. I've seen the video he's made of the trip, and it is an eye-opening encounter, something that until you actually see what it takes to climb Mount Ararat, you just have no understanding of the venture.
It's more than a venture. It's really risking your life.
Absolutely. 30 degrees below zero, caverns, crevices, chainsaws literally cutting through the ice. This has all, been documented. Now, speaking of documented, Stan Deyo is a local, is it Coloradian?
That's right. Coloradoan, I suppose, and we're going to have to look that one up. But Stan Deyo always comes with something very exciting. And Bob, he has confided in you a little bit, I understand.
Well, I can't talk about it. It's going to be a big surprise, but I can tell you this, that Stan is a big fan of Google Earth. And at the last conference we did, Stan presented his ideas on the location of the Garden of Eden, using images from Google Earth. Well, Stan's been busy, and he has discovered something else that archaeologists are going to be very interested in. He's going to show these images at the conference and via the live streaming feed of a new discovery that he's made that I gather has gone unnoticed by Google Earthians forever. This is a brand new, exciting discovery.
Let's shift gears just a little bit here, because on the news front, we have two very, very well-known newsmen who are also students of Bible prophecy. And I'm referring to Bill Koenig a credentialed White House reporter and international media expert, and also Joseph Farah, WorldNet Daily. They're going to be there with the news and views of Bible prophecy.
You know, as I'm sitting here listening to you talk and I'm looking at the names on this list, I'm going down thinking, who do we leave out? It's almost not fair not to talk about Josh Peck, not to talk about Bill Salas, Tim Mahoney, you know, the producer of the film,
Right.
Patterns of Evidence, and the discoveries he's made in Egypt with respect to the Exodus. I mean, these are all headliners literally everywhere they go. They're used to being the featured speakers.
They are indeed. Avi Lipkin, our good friend, always has the latest about Israel. Aaron Lipkin, his son, is coming with a presentation that is just going to be spectacular.
I like to call it drones over Jerusalem. I mean, Aaron literally has a GoPro camera and a drone, and he's taken this places in Israel that you're not permitted to go. And he's seen things and recorded things on video that you're not supposed to see. And he has built a biblical model for things that you're going to see at the conference that people are going to be literally blown away. They connect the Israelites from the Exodus in Egypt to the Promised Land, a subject that a lot of archaeologists deny.
Bob, we've got to wrap it up. Coming to the end of our time here. One more time, July 15th through 17th, the Rocky Mountain International Prophecy Conference, sold out, but you can still attend by live streaming video. One more time, give everybody the details on the live
Well, we've
stream.
tried to make it as simple and as cost-effective as possible for people. We have a main ballroom, and then we have a secondary room. We'll be streaming from both rooms. You can purchase all of the messages in the main ballroom, that's 20 messages, for just $50. So it's very, very cost-effective, and you're going to hear a lot of the main messages and speakers there. Now, for people who want to hear all 40 messages, and believe me, you don't want to miss the other 20 because in a lot of cases, they're just as powerful. We've discounted that. You can actually purchase the messages in both rooms, live stream all 40 messages for $79.95. Now, you do that by going to prophecywatchers.com. Our website is fully equipped. Literally, all you have to do is find the banner, click on the banner, it'll take you to our bookstore, safe and secure online bookstore, and you can choose either $50 for room 1, $50 for room 2, or 98% of the people, believe it or not, have chose both options in both rooms so far. So you can choose both rooms for $79.95, prophecywatchers.com.
Easy as can be, and you're going to enjoy it. And we're looking forward to seeing you live streaming video from Colorado Springs, July 15th through 17th, the Rocky Mountain International Prophecy Conference. I'm Gary Stearman, and for Bob Ulrich, we wish you a great day in the Lord, and keep watching, by the way. We are. Thanks for joining us on Prophecy Watchers. You can find us on the web at prophecywatchers.com, where you can sign up for our free email newsletter, or follow us at facebook.com/prophecywatchers. In the meantime, keep watching, everybody, and we'll see you soon.